Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, anywhere you are in the world. Welcome to Business Analysis Simplified, and I am yours truly, Ola Ofime. I hope you all had a great week. I hope um you did something significant, or maybe you did not. It really doesn't matter. I hope you uh going into a relaxing weekend. Maybe you already have something planned for your weekend, something exciting, something great. I encourage you to make it happen. So during the week or every day, I've discovered that every day we're always celebrating something. Yesterday, I think, was World Sleep Day, and that probably would have been my best celebration, but I didn't get to sleep enough. Hey, Gideon.
What is going on about this morning, Ola? Oh my God.
Yeah, so I was welcoming our audience, and then I remember that each day, if you go on Google, each day there's something. We're always celebrating something. Yesterday was World Sleep Day. Can you imagine? World Sleep
What?
Day. I thought I got to know that this morning when I woke up. I was like, oh shoot, I should have known that yesterday because I would have slept the entire day. I needed to actually sleep, really sleep. Yesterday.
Every
Yeah.
day should be World Sleep Day. Every day we need to sleep well. Every day we need to rest our
we
brains.
need we
Every
need
day we.
extended sleep at times
Okay.
because the
Okay.
ideal number of hours to sleep every day is 8 hours. Eight.
I'm
You get up to eight
rolling.
hours.
I'm rolling my eyes at you. In this adulting world, where do you get 8 hours of sleep, my dear
You make
friend?
time. You make time. You make time for it.
Oh my God.
You make time for it. Yeah. So how was your week? Did you have a good week?
I think maybe I need more sleep. My eyes are dripping water this morning. I don't know what's going on. So
Oh,
what you say is what you get, but it's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
awesome. Yeah, so today on Business Analysis Simplified, we have something amazing, a great topic. I think our audience are going to love it. Yeah, prepare yourself. Are you
You're
ready? Drum roll,
sounding sarcastic.
drum roll. The title
Drum
of the
roll.
talk today, yeah, of a technique. The technique we're going to be talking about is root cause
Mhm.
analysis. Root cause
Mm.
analysis.
Good code
Yeah.
analysis.
So the bottom line is as against just treating symptoms,
Mm-hmm.
we gotta get to the underlying root cause, right, of a problem
Mm.
to be able to then come up with effective solutions. Because if we are treating symptoms alone, that problem will keep occurring, right? It then becomes a recurring problem. And you don't want to do that.
Mm.
You don't want to waste we waste a whole lot of resources if all we're doing is treating symptoms. And
Yeah.
I'm going to let you into helping us know how to apply root cause analysis in our everyday living. But the way organizations will use it, so there are like sub principles or sub techniques that you could actually use to get to a root cause of a problem. One of it is Pareto analysis, the 20-80 rule, where
It's your
20%
room.
of
Yeah.
the problem causes 80% of, yeah, and then we don't even want to delve into that because that's a whole topic entirely in its own.
Yeah.
And then another one is the fishbone diagram, also called the Ishikawa. This is developed
Yeah.
by a Japanese man, right? Where you categorize these problems that you eventually uncover, you categorize them into different buckets, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that you could make sense of it and you could address them holistically like that. And then the other one, which is my favorite, and a 3-year old, even a 3-year old know this one, is the 5 whys. You say you ask why something is happening, and then the person gives you a response, like the
No, wait,
example I gave
wait,
during
wait,
the
wait, Ola, I got a good one. Like, my eyes are bringing out water.
why.
I think it's itchy.
Why.
Maybe I didn't sleep well.
Why.
Maybe I had a lot of things to do.
Why.
Maybe I'm an adult.
How many whys have we done? I like that. So you keep asking why until you actually get to the root cause. Because when you get to that root cause, then you know exactly the problem that you're tackling. And I'm pretty sure it's the same for, in the medical profession or any other
Yeah,
problem solving situation that we find ourselves. So
actually.
that's how organizations will use it, right? And it's been working for them. Well, the ones that have adopted it, because some are still expert at treating symptoms,
Symptoms.
right? Employees are not happy. Why? They don't keep asking the why to actually get to the
So
root cause.
yeah,
Or,
at the
or
bottom, yeah,
employees are quitting. The attrition rate in an organization is
yeah, it's
quite
high.
high. And they're not asking why. They just
Mm,
keep recruiting. They just keep recruiting. They just keep recruiting. They're not asking why to get to the bottom line. If peradventure maybe employees are not satisfied, the employee satisfaction rate is really low, and that's why attrition rate is high, right? They're not getting to the root
yeah,
cause, but they keep treating the symptoms, and they go around that wheel in maybe a couple times. If it's an organization that is not so sensitive, a whole number of times, right, until they get to the root cause. If they actually take
yeah,
time to get to
yeah,
the root
actually,
cause
I
and have
get
an
to it.
effective solution.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how organizations use it. If you want to hear more about it, we talked about it during the week. Go find that video. It's called Root Cause Analysis. But today, we're going to delve into how we could apply root cause analysis in our everyday lives. Because remember, the reason why we talk about these techniques every single day is we've identified that these techniques works for organization.
Yeah,
So if we borrow and we steal and we beg from those principles and we apply them to our everyday living, guess what? Our life is going to be remarkably different and
absolutely.
going in a good trajectory. So KDO, onto you. How in the world can we apply root cause analysis to everyday living?
Okay, so I'm going to first go with the reason why the why. Why do people not want to do it? It's because it's just easier to treat the symptoms, right? It's easier. They say the line of least resistance. It's just easier. A child is crying, just pump some more food into its mouth without checking.
Mm,
Maybe his diaper is wet, maybe it's uncomfortable, maybe whatever it is, right? A lot of things. Like you said about the organizations, people are quitting. Let's just recruit more people. We're not taking time to understand the why. And the same thing in our everyday life. For the most part, we are uncomfortable uncovering root causes.
mm,
I mean,
mm,
as human beings, we don't like being uncomfortable. It is very uncomfortable, right? To begin to dig into
mm,
things. And, again, I'm going to go to 80-20 rule because 80% of the people don't like to get really deep. We like to talk about
mm.
the weather, we like to talk about other people, but when you're particularly in relationships, we don't like to talk about the deep things that affect us as people. Oh, the husband is always very cranky. Why?
Right. I got
Why? And yeah, uh, uh, again, I could go down a rabbit hole with that. The same thing with the wife. Oh, this woman is so always snapping at people around her. Why? Right? And then we come up with excuses and we begin to, just massage the problems without actually digging deep. It is very uncomfortable, Ola. We don't like talking about things like that. We'd rather just gloss. Oh, okay. Sorry, 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 sorry. It's okay, it's okay. And then we move on. You're going to say that sorry again in another two
mm,
hours
mm.
because we've not really found what the issue is. So I make bold to say that for the most part, as human beings, we don't like uncomfortable situations. And digging deep, talking about, the innermost thoughts that we have can be pretty uncomfortable for people. And that's why, particularly for relationships, we are very superficial. When friends hang around each other, they can talk days. And when I say days, I mean literal days, from one topic to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other. But when it comes to the real issues of the heart, we try to shy away from it. That's why when you see, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say quickly, Chipping, could it be though that we don't have the mental capacity to talk about deep things? Because if someone actually tells you deep what is going on with them, we probably feel like we might not have solution for it. So is that it?
Again, as people, we like to, we are fixers. Generally speaking, we are fixers. Men more than women. People generally will fixers. For instance, you're telling me something. Sometimes all you need is a listening ear. And it's okay for me not to have any solution. In fact, most of the time, particularly with women, we're not looking for solution. We're just looking for a sounding board. So now you're talking to this guy about, these deep things, and he's thinking, while he's listening, all he's thinking, what can I do? 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 And really, sometimes there's absolutely nothing he can do about it, or she can do about it. And then we begin to feel inadequate. That feeling of inadequate, that I can solve his or her problem, it has a mental component to it. And the brain is wired to avoid pain. So the brain begins to link talking about deep things with pain, pain of inadequacy, pain of inability to fix, pain of inability to solve the problem. Technically,
That's a really good one. I never thought about it that way. So some of the time, listening might just be what that person
in
needs.
fact, I tell you, 80% of the time is just listening. And if they want you to fix, there should be a further, communication that I need help.
So until someone actually says, I need help, before you come rescuing?
That one, we're gonna have to take it with a pinch of salt. We've got to read the situation and know your audience. But I'm just saying, for the most part, when people are sharing with us, they're not asking you to fix. They are looking for safety. When I say safety, they're looking for a safe place where they can talk about the things that are really deep in their heart. So at that point, they're not expecting you to get into the fixing mode. Most people will eventually ask when they need help. But particularly for a child, if a child is crying, you carry the child, you hug, you try to pay, still crying, or maybe he keeps quiet and then he starts to cry again. Maybe it's about time you check something on the body. For instance, if he has something that's poked the child, so you're going to try to pamper, pet and calm the child down, but it's going to be a recurring thing until eventually you begin to examine the body and you realize that, oh, maybe the diaper is wet or something has poked the leg, and you need to physically remove that stuff. So if this person is a younger person, you may want to ask. In fact, sometimes there's nothing wrong with asking, how can I help?
Absolutely.
Particularly if they are adults and they are matured. How can I help? And then the person could be like, I don't know. When they say, I don't know, they are saying, I'm not asking for your help. I just want somebody to talk to. But sometimes they could genuinely not know, really, and be like, I really don't know. But okay, let's be real, Ola. I'm feeling the pain. I'm going through the stuff. I don't know. How do I expect you to know? So sometimes it's not a pity party, it's just empathy.
Yeah.
Because not all problems in all reality will go away. Not all problems can be talked away. Not all problems can be fixed. Particularly in the male-female relationship, that's the one that I find the most interesting. Particularly a woman, our body is so complex that every week a different kind of hormone is raging in it. And you sometimes you wake up, you are in a mood you don't even understand. And you have to, if you are of the household of faith, you've got to speak yourself. In fact, for sometimes I speak in tongues. I'm like, okay, KD, you're going to be okay. Whatever it is, you're going to be fine. And then you speak yourself to calmness. How will a young man beside you that is trying to figure out life be able to navigate that? Right?
Yeah.
So when you're not asking her, or maybe a woman is pregnant and she's just behaving, one day she wants to be cuddled, the other way she doesn't want you to come, she doesn't even want to see you and your entire lineage. And you're wondering, what has possessed this woman? So at that point, she can't even explain what's going on with her. Right? So I'm just saying that lives comes in different shapes and sizes and different phases. But when you have a relationship with someone and you guys are close, I know we're talking about organization and root cause analysis, but this cuts across all spectrum. When you have a relationship with your spouse, with your girlfriends, with your kids, we've got to be able to dig deep into what the real issue is. A child that is always disobedient, it could be a lot of things. It could be a desire, a cry for attention. It could be a cry for attention. It could be that the mom or the dad or the parent didn't do what they were supposed to do when this child was younger.
Mm.
You know all those t-shirts that children wear, I'm a monster, I'm in charge. God help you come to my house with that I'm in charge t-shirt. But the point is, as a parent, if you didn't train up the child, it's going to grow up and become very, but on a good day, when a child is behaving somehow, you want to check why. Why is this happening? Why is it happening? And by the time you do the 5 whys, most of the time you get to the root cause of it and then you're at peace. Talk about a man that has his eyes all over the place. In that kind of scenario, you realize that the first thing the woman starts thinking is, I'm inadequate. What's wrong with me? What am I not doing right? Right? And vice versa. In a relationship where the woman almost unbelievable, but she has her eyes all over the place. The man is thinking, I've given her everything I know to give. What else should I do for this woman? So the question is why? Why is she doing it? Because she lacks self-control. Why does she lack self-control? Because that has always been, nobody helped her to get that self-control while she was growing up. Why is it that nobody helped her? Because her parents were too busy living their own lives, or they didn't understand parenting. Why didn't they understand parenting? Because their own parents were not there for them. Does it excuse the behavior? No. But it helps the man in this situation or the wife in this situation to know that it's not about me. How many women have gone to early graves because their husbands were being promiscuous? How many men have had attack because their wives was just embarrassing the entire family all over the place? But when you realize that it's not about you, like I said, it doesn't make the pain go away. It doesn't take the problem away, but at least you can live with yourself. One person's misbehavior does not mean that should not translate to the degeneration of the entire family. With organizations, when there's a higher rate of people are quitting and quitting, we want to know why. Is it because there's no satisfaction, job satisfaction? Why is there no job satisfaction? Is it because the shareholders take all the money and there's nothing no bonuses for the staff? Why did the shareholders take all the money? Is it because the CEO has promised them heaven and earth? Why did the CEO promise them heaven and earth? Because the guy wants to keep his job at all costs. Why does he want to keep his job at all costs? Because he's so afraid of poverty. And why is so, now I'm going to 6th, 7th layer, right? Why is so afraid of poverty? Because that's how he grew up. He saw his parents tormented and broke, and he swore never to be in that kind of shoes. But is this the right solution, the way to go about it? No. But now we understand, and when you're talking to that CEO, you know what to address. Not just saying you don't care for your staff, you don't care for your staff. It's not going to cut it, because that language you're speaking, it doesn't understand it. But if, for instance, you're a counselor and then you're brought in and you say, Mr. CEO, you know what? We know that as human beings, we're always scared. We don't want the past to repeat itself. All of a sudden, this guy is listening with rapt attention because you just struck a chord.
Hit the nail.
Right? But you're working hard. You're a very hard-working man. This company is going to stand. Everybody's going to be okay. But we've got to treat everybody right. Yes, shareholders we're going to treat right, but your staff too we need to treat right. We see all your hard work, we see all the efforts you're putting in, but we've got to do some things just better. And then you've spoken to the little boy in him. He can listen. Anyways, it's a tough topic. It's a tough place to be because, like I said, the brain is wired to avoid pain, and as people, we like to fix. So if somebody is talking to you and you can't fix it, you technically begin to avoid such deep conversations. But that is where we find the core of our being when we are able, when we cultivate the ability to have deep conversations, to ask the why, and why.
And when we say 5 whys, we're not necessarily saying just ask 5 times why. Like you said, you could go a little bit, extend it a little bit more to actually get to
Mhm.
the root cause. We're just saying, don't just stop at the first why and think that, okay, you've got the problem nailed down. Do that due diligence of digging deep.
Yeah.
Again, when you're digging deep you're coming from the empathy angle. You're not
Mhm.
digging deep to then
Attack.
attack,
Yeah.
to
Yes.
then attack, depending on,
Mhm.
because now we're applying the principles that work for organizations. We're applying it to everyday living. And of
Mhm.
course, I'm pausing here to say, even the people the organizations, we're working with people. So
Yeah.
so people, we have emotions, so you got to be careful how you actually dig deep to get to the why, which is applicable to everyday living too. Digging deep to get to the why has to be, you have to come from that place of empathy and
Empathy.
be a
Yeah.
little bit sensitive to the emotions that's going to arouse from the
The
digging deep,
questions
because
you're
some people will
asking.
just raise their defenses the moment they know that you're probably going to attack them,
Mhm.
or you're probably going to use it against them
Against them.
eventually. The reason is for you to know the underlying cause, so that if it's a spousal thing, so that you can make amendments in terms of behavior and then see your relationship thrive, right? It's not necessarily to attack or to use it
Oh,
as
to us. Yeah.
yeah. Hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we've done good justice to root cause analysis.
Yeah. It's time
Yeah.
to actually do.
Yeah.
We got some other things to attend to.
Absolutely. So, by all means, use some of these principles that you've learned and apply them to everyday living. Remember, we've got to be intentional. We've got only one life. This
Yeah.
is no dress rehearsal. This is the real deal,
Mm.
guys. This
Mm.
is the real deal. So let's live it intentionally. Let's live it, knowing fully well that we've done everything. We've utilized all the tools and techniques within our power to live a successful life. Right now, you
Absolutely.
know it. Employ it. Borrowed. If 3-year-olds are even good at this,
They are the
right? They
masters
keep
of this
asking,
thing.
no, 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 Johnny, don't do that, mommy.
Yeah.
Why? Mommy,
Eat your food.
why?
Why?
Mommy, why? Right? So borrow that and apply it to your relationships. Apply it to whatever scenarios you find yourself in, and you will see remarkable,
Oh, Ola,
remarkable results.
sorry, one
Yeah.
more thing before we go, because it just jumped at me as we're saying, rounding up. When you're asking the why, I know we mentioned it, that it has to be from the angle of empathy. You're not querying, you're not questioning. So why? Why should I do that? Why are you like that? No, it has to be with empathy and care and all the love that you can muster.
Mm.
So please don't say, oh, Ola and KD have said we should go and ask why. Aha, why? Why should I follow you to that party? Why should I come? Why should I do that? Why should I? No, no, no. Guys, let's be empathetic.
Mm.
Let's show care. The same kind
Yes.
of love you would love to be extended to you. Let's extend it to others,
I really
particularly those
like that.
relationships that are key.
I really like that. So removing the being from the behavior,
Mm-hmm.
right? The being from the behavior, and address the behavior, not attack
No
the being,
attacking.
the human being.
Absolutely.
Address the behavior. Right.
Okay,
Okay. So now
we
you
got it
see,
wrong.
we gave you one more nugget, right? So use it as you see needed. And next week we'll be coming back with another
Mm-hmm.
business analysis technique and breaking it out to see how we could apply it to everyday living. Until then, we say be intentional in your everyday
Do it.
living. It's just one
Bye.
life. Take care.
Absolutely.
Bye.